Morning, Bernie.
How are you, Nick?
I'm well.
That's good.
You've just spent 3 days on a resilience development program in at Cradle Mountain in Tassie. Describe your experience.
Look, it's been fabulous, Nick. It was a crew of us all worked together, and I wanted to bring everyone down here to experience something a bit different, take everyone out of their comfort zone, and to have an opportunity to bond, in that space. And it's just been fabulous. Just the caving on day one was interesting. I didn't think it was overly challenging the first part, but then there were different elements of it where I felt like I wasn't in control because when you're moving, you are under your control and it's your steam and it's your
Yep.
drive that takes you forward, I suppose. But when you have to stop and just wait and sit, then that's a bit uncomfortable, and that surprised me. I didn't think that would be a concern for me, but it was. And you just control your breathing and talk to each other, and that was fine. Then day two, going up Cradle Mountain, was fabulous, and to summit with everyone and be there as a group and be able to spend some time together, just contemplating what we'd done and looking around and appreciating the view. I just thought was a wonderful opportunity for us again, and I think everyone really soaked it in and enjoyed it. Just sitting and having some lunch together and chatting, and then having probably 10 or 15 minutes of reflection time as well was great. It was a challenge coming down, and certainly one for me because I wasn't fit and I wasn't ready for it physically. And that's something that I need to learn on and be better at and prepare for myself. It's one of the things I've spoken about before is I'm a stubborn prick and pretty resilient in lots of different ways, but the one thing that I probably don't make time for is myself. I'll look after everyone else, and that's something that I need to work on because, I suppose a little part of it was, I try to look after the team and make sure they're all right all the time, but I was the one dragging. So that's a bit of a lesson for me. So that was great. And the canyoning yesterday was fabulous. Loved doing that. It was a fun part of the trip, going down through the slides and over the waterfalls and abseiling and things, which was once again a great challenge. It brought people together because lots of people hadn't jumped off the logs or jumped off waterfalls or diving boards or things before. So it was lots of people were facing different personal challenges at different times. But the way that everyone supported each other and worked together to get through it and just make sure everyone was okay, because that was one of the constant things. How are you going? You're feeling okay? It was just great. I think was probably was fabulous. And the climb out of the canyon wasn't so good for me because I was tired and sore by then. But that was great. And the other activities we've done around, it's just helping us form bonds, especially the session that we had on, what was it, Saturday night after we'd climbed Cradle Mountain, where we all sat around and talked about, our role models and, our rewards and our most resilient moments. I thought that was eye-opening. And, I've had tragedy, I suppose is the right word for it, in my life, and that it's shaped who I am. And, I keep saying, people say, oh, I'm really sorry to hear what happened to you. And I said, well, what happens to everyone, in some shape or form. But what became apparent to me sitting in there, and I've always said it, that everyone's got their own story and you don't know what it is. I now know the story of a lot of the people that I work with, and that will help me to work with them and be a better leader, hopefully. But also to understand them as people, because I think everyone has had different circumstances. Not everyone's life is smooth and easy, but it's how we overcome those things, and to be vulnerable and talk about those things really does help you build bonds.
Oh, absolutely. Bernie, I think you may have answered the second question that I was going to ask you, and that was, what did you learn about yourself over those 3 days?
Yeah, I spoke about that just a few moments ago as well, and that is probably the part that I am pretty resilient. I managed to fight through things and find my way through without really having to challenge myself too much. It's just part of my nature, and that's what I am, and I'm stubborn also. And you know, if I set my mind to do something, I'll do it. The thing that I am not good at, and I've realised, is making time for myself.
Yes.
I'm always looking after others and making sure that they're okay, and I'd probably sacrifice myself to do that. And I don't know whether I feel it as a badge of honour for doing it and sacrificing myself, but you know, I think this weekend, and my right knee at the moment's telling me that I need to look after myself a bit better.
So on that note, what are you going to take away from this program and you know, work to implement into your daily life?
Into my daily life, it'll be making time for myself and starting to do some more things. You know, whether it's, you know, just getting out and doing more walking, or you know, saying to the kids, you can start organising yourselves and doing those things, because I'm going to be off doing what I want to do, and that's something that I just, especially for the last 4 years, I just haven't done.
Yep.
And I need to start doing it, probably for my own mental health as much as my physical. But that's a big one. And the other thing is, you know, just coming to a place like this, which is just so beautiful. You know, probably defeats what I was going to say a little bit. And all I could think about yet was at the last couple of days is how much my kids would love being here. And you know, one of my daughter Jackie's already been here and done the overland track and climbed Cradle Mountain and other bits and pieces around here as well, and she loved it. But the boys haven't had a chance, and I'll definitely be either bringing them here or sending them here to come and experience it, because it's just life changing when you see this beauty that's sitting around us. And you know, it'd be good at the end of this, Nick, if you do a flip around and have a look at the view that I'm sitting watching at the moment.
Well, you know, there's no reason I can't do that, Bernie. We have captured a lot of it.
It is absolutely spectacular.
You're right, and that's the view that Bernie's just been talking about from our little vantage point this morning. But we did climb up past there actually to Cradle Mountain 2 days ago. So yes, mate, it's a remarkable place, and that's why we're here. You know, that's why we choose it.
You know, it's a life experience. It's a life experience, and I'll be better for it.
Well, thanks, mate. Really appreciate your time
Easy.
and your wise words. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.